Hello, everyone, and welcome to another spooky Starman Let's Play.
Yeah,
Curtis, what are we playing today?
we're playing the uncle who works for Nintendo. You know, that uncle?
Yeah,
Your,
that
your,
uncle.
your friend's uncle that
Yeah.
works for Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to meet him.
Oh,
To see
cool.
what's really going on there. Yeah. So this is a browser-based game made in Twine, which is basically just like a bit of an interactive fiction type application for a browser, and so it's like a short visual novel with some choices and some endings that we can find here. So, basic premise is you're a kid, you've got a buddy who knows, who is an uncle who works for Nintendo. You're going over to his house to play video games for the evening, maybe see some cool stuff while you're at it. It's set probably, I'd say, like, somewhere in the era of, like, 1999, early 2000. Basically, the Dreamcast is out, and the consoles to come have not yet come. So yeah, that's just a general period piece idea for you here. Why don't we jump into it?
Yeah, let's get right to it.
So here we go. All right, we are 11 years old. What's our best friend's name?
Let's get Dave in this.
Dave in on this?
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Your best friend Dave has invited you to a sleepover at his house this weekend. You've been friends since first grade, so asking your mom. You've never confirmed this, but you suspect the babysitter may charge extra when there are two kids. You sometimes feel like staying somewhere else is the only way you can help out. So asking your mom is basically a formality. Like, she's probably going to be okay with this.
Yeah.
On Friday night, you're home for only a few hours, long enough to pack, get in a fight with your younger sister, pack some more, watch the TV. At 6 sharp, you're off standing on the sidewalk outside Dave's house, while your mom idles in her car nearby. She leans out the window to you. You behave yourself, okay, she says, as always. I'll be at work, but if anything happens, you call me.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, Mom. I'll pick you up tomorrow at 3, she says, again as usual. But then she pauses, looking up at the sky, which has been overcast throughout the day. If you play outside, she adds, be careful, it's probably going to rain. Kiss or wave?
Let's kiss Mom goodbye.
Alright, that's good.
We're a good kid.
Yeah, we're a well-behaved young fella here. So after you park, your mom drives down the street, disappearing around the corner. You turn back to Dave's house. The lights inside are glowing warmly. You can see Dave waving at you from his bedroom on the second floor. Get inside. It's 6 p.m.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dave's mom meets you just inside. Hello, she says. Dinner will be ready in just a few minutes, but you can drop stuff off in the den. You and Dave are camping out there tonight.
Cool.
Cool. You drop your sleeping and overnight bags in the corner of the den and then pause to take a look around. Behind the couch, your grandfather clock is ticking softly. Through a set of patio doors on the far side of the room, you can see the sky is just as gray as it was when your mom left. Framed pictures line the walls, and over the dark fireplace hangs a monstrous pair of antlers from a buck that Dave's dad shot years ago. And, of course, there is the big screen TV.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it makes you uncomfortable how much nicer Dave's house is than yours.
I always hated going to a friend's house like that.
That tan rich kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, you drop your sleeping and overnight bags in the corner. Oh, okay. So we're good. So we just got a bit more dialogue here.
Yeah.
Let's go over that. Dave entered the room while you weren't paying attention, and now he stands in the doorway smiling expectantly. You want to voice Dave?
Are you ready for dinner?
He asks. Well, yeah, sure. Dinner passes quickly. Tonight's meal is spaghetti and meatballs, one of Dave's favorite meals, as his mother points out while falling to help him on your plate. Dave's father cracks a beer and jovially interrogates you about how much trouble you and Dave are getting into at school. Dessert is heaping bowls of ice cream drizzled in chocolate sauce.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can't even finish yours. Grandfather clock in the den chimes. Ding. You go along now, says Dave's mom, smiling from her side of the table. We'll clean up in here.
Let's get to the TV already,
says Dave. The two of you leave the dining room and head upstairs. Dave's room is immense. You stay in the den because the TV is larger there, but there's a sizable one here, flush with the wall opposite the full-size bed.
We'll take the 64 down first,
says Dave, heading towards his TV and opening the entertainment center cabinet. It's his prerogative, of course. He gets to choose what you play first, usually. But as Dave begins unhooking the cords of the N64 from the TV, you catch sight of the other things he has in there. All the major stuff, an old SNES, a PlayStation, a Dreamcast, but some other things too, things you don't really recognize. A large black box with green highlights, Xbox, a smaller purple one, GameCube, a strange white and yellow tower with what looked like gloves resting on hooks on either side, Wii? Who knows? A compact white cone, hell if I know. What are those? Dave looks to the clutter in the cabinet.
Oh, yeah,
he says.
They're pretty cool. I can show them to you. I can't show them to you, though. They're still a secret. I promised my uncle.
Of course, you suddenly remember his uncle. The uncle who works for Nintendo.
Dun, dun, dun. They sent a lot!
In the corner, the grandfather clock is ticking softly. And what time is it? It's 7 o'clock. Through a nearby set of patio doors, you can see it's getting quite dark. Dave is parked in front of the large TV.
Frame pictures line the wall.
64. Yes, frame pictures line the wall. Let's have a look. You walk around the perimeter of the den, inspecting the pictures idly. Most of them are family portraits from years past. Dave cradled lovingly between his mother and father, or any one of the three on their own. A happy, tidy family. Look for pictures of Dave's uncle. You don't find any, not one. The only pictures here are of Dave and his parents. You don't know why that makes you feel uneasy.
You think this grand uncle would have pictures?
Yeah. Maybe made up? Time passes.
Is it Dave? Is Dave the one making the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the GameCube?
He might be. Let's see. Let's just, Let's just talk to Dave for a sec here. What do you want to talk about? Games? You bring up the subject of the new Pokemon games through some rumors you read on the internet, when you were supposed to be working in the computer lab at school. Dave meticulously debunks or confirms everything you have to say, all based on, of course, what his uncle has told him. An hour passes.
Wow, we talked an hour about Pokemon theory.
Gotta talk about Peekaboo, yo.
Yeah. And how to get that view.
The clock chimes. You are in the den. Alright, well, you know what? What is up with Dave's uncle, anyway? It began with Mew, as you said. You didn't believe him at first, when Dave came to school one day and told you he had finally caught Mew. Prove it, you said. So he finally pulled out his Game Boy and showed you. There it was, Mew, the 151st Pokemon, available only to players at promotional events, somehow unlocked on Dave's game.
It's really strong,
he said.
It KOs every enemy in one hit. Oh, I caught Mew. It's just an HM slave. It learns any move.
Oh. Dave demonstrated this claim at recess when you and some other friends linked Game Boys to do battle. You were the first one down. No one else got in a single hit on Dave's Mew. In a few days, everyone had quit playing Pokemon at recess. The alert had faded.
Oh, yeah, but one hit wonder.
You asked how Dave managed to get it.
Oh, my uncle got a job at Nintendo,
said Dave. You were walking home together past one of the construction crews. Dave still lived next door to you at the time. Oh. He also
got me this new Game Boy,
said Dave, pulling it out of his pocket. You hadn't noticed it earlier, but yes, Dave now had a sleek new Game Boy Color. Until today, he had one of the old ones, a big gray brick like yours.
This one's a special edition,
said Dave.
Isn't it cool?
You agree. You snap out of your reflections. There's some good background noise all through this, just some good N64 noises here. Let's watch him play for a bit.
Yeah.
Dave decides you should play the next game alone. It's pretty boring. You're at a party having a conversation with a man in a business suit, but for some reason you can't move the camera up to see above his mouth. He's always smiling. He tells you a story about how people always mistake him for somebody else.
Did you figure it out?
Asks Dave once the man in the game has apparently stood up and left the conversation. Of course?
You know who he really is.
Asks Dave, and from the tone of his voice, you don't think he believes you. He was the guy who was telling me people kept mistaking him for? Dave laughs.
Maybe.
He says, pushing past you to choose the next game. You realize you've played for quite some time. The clock chimes. You were in the den. Dave's mother bustles into the room, holding a large ceramic bowl filled with popcorn under her arm. How are you kids doing, she asks.
Good,
said Dave, his eyes not moving from the television. I hope you're having fun, says Dave's mom. Here's some popcorn, extra butter. She places it on the floor by Dave. Almost immediately, Dave is shoveling popcorn into his mouth. Good SFX there. Meanwhile, his mother smiles first at him and then back at you. There's sodas in the kitchen if you get thirsty, she says, and some pizza from the other night if you get hungry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You always make it when you get food.
Yes. She looks at Dave. Your father's gone to bed. I'll be there soon myself. I want you two to keep it quiet, all right?
Yes, Mom.
Dave says tiredly. Oh, and before I forget, she adds, your uncle called. He suddenly has some business here in town tomorrow, but he's driving in too early. He'll be here around midnight.
Oh, boy.
Thanks, Mario. He's excited about this. For the first time, Dave stops playing his game, stops eating popcorn, and turns to look at his mother.
Okay.
He says, I want you two to welcome him in. He'll be very tired and hungry, so offer him something to eat before he goes to bed.
Okay, Mom.
Good night, kids. And with that, she's gone. Alright, we'll look some popcorn here first. Grab a handful of popcorn. It's buttery and delicious.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Mario's in on this party.
Yeah, Mario's all about this. Right, let's go to the kitchen and maybe grab a soda.
Yeah.
So passing through the empty dining room, you enter the kitchen, which is also deserted right now. Fridge. A few things in here. What do you want to grab?
Just a soda.
Soda? You grab your snack and exit the kitchen. You head back to the den. Incidentally, what time is it? Not very.
So we got 2.5 hours.
Yeah. See what's up with this uncle's visit. Your uncle stays with you when he visits?
Yeah.
Says Dave nonchalantly.
He lives pretty far away, and so he just drops by.
Isn't that a little weird? Dave gives you a look you don't like very much.
How would you know?
He asks.
You don't even have an uncle.
Yeah, I guess so. Drop the conversation in silence. Well, let's see. Want to watch him play a bit more?
We should probably run to the bathroom.
Run to the bathroom?
I think shit's gonna go down soon.
Head to the bathroom down the hall from the den. There's a shower, a linen closet, and a toilet. See what's up. Shower's pristinely clean. Are you done here? Linen closet. It's a linen closet filled with large fluffy towels and washcloths. You're not really sure why you looked in here.
Yeah.
And a toilet. You go to the bathroom and wash your hands. Done here? All
Yeah,
right.
let's go back.
We're done. Get back to the den. Clock chimes. It begins raining outside.
Uh-oh.
I'll think of it more. So, why is your uncle coming?
Business.
But I thought he worked for Nintendo.
He does.
says Dave, frowning but not looking away from the TV screen.
He's really important there.
Then what does he have to do here? Dave pauses the game and turns towards you, visibly agitated.
How should I know? I don't work for them.
Right now, he is not quite yelling, but you think if you keep pressing the subject, he might. Sorry, I was just curious. You drop the conversation in silence.
Yeah, let's not push it.
Nah. Seems like an alright kid.
Dave's a trustworthy fellow.
Yeah. Let's talk to him again for a second. School? You asked Dave how he did on a math quiz you had trouble with. He got an A, of course.
An hour? We talked for an hour about math?
Oh yeah. While playing some Star Fox, of course.
Yes.
It is now 11 o'clock.
We got 1 hour before this uncle shows up.
Yeah. So, let's see. Want to watch him play some more?
Yeah, that's fine. Got nothing better to do.
Yeah. You grit your teeth,
My uncle will be here soon.
says Dave, looking at the clock. You knew that, of course. Dave smiles at you.
Want to play one more before he gets here?
Sure. For quite a while, you half-heartedly wander around a map in Goldeneye while Dave repeatedly headshots you.
I've been there.
Clock chimes.
You are in the den.
The grandfather clock chimes the hour as Dave suddenly looks up from the 64.
It's time.
He says, is your uncle here? Someone knocks at the front door,
That's him.
says Dave, standing up.
I should go let him in.
As he leaves the den, you realize you could follow, but part of you really feels like being scarce for a bit. Well, it's just an uncle clock. The knocking continues persistently as you follow Dave to the front of the house. Inside the pebbled glass of the front window, you can see a tall, dark shadow. Dave goes to the door, undoes the deadbolt, and cracks it open.
Good Lord, does he always?
That's you,
You can come in.
he says to whoever stands out there on the porch, then looks over his shoulder at you.
Sorry.
He says, before you can ask what there is to be sorry about, the door slams open.
Hello, child. Come closer. No more worries, child. I am hungry, child. No more worries, child. Hello, child. S fear equals none. S screaming equals C. Stop it, child. Hello. Undefined error. You can click on it, sir.
Just letting it soak for a minute.
Yeah.
The uncle who works for Nintendo. I don't know if that guy works for Nintendo.
Oh, you know, the crunch time probably got to him.
That's fair. Alright, after all that, we got the undefined error ending.
Yeah.
You met Uncle who works for Nintendo. There are four more.
Okay.
And we have number 2. Things are a little weird here. Try to run, but it may turn out to be a game of hide and seek. Alright, so what this is telling us is when the uncle arrives, don't go to the door like a total yob.
Yeah.
So, having said that, we are graciously given the option to restart at 7 in the day.
Yeah.
One quick question then. Was your friend's father drinking beer at dinner? I'm not sure what I saw. Time is it? So, 7 o'clock. So, at this point, we can just kind of kill some time here.
Yeah.
We can talk a bit more about games and watch him play some games perhaps while we're waiting for all this to happen.
Yep.
So, this is 4. You and Dave decide to switch games. Since his library is so large, Hicks,
You play this one.
he says. Play. In this game, you play as a warrior saving a magical kingdom of talking animals from an old wizard who barfs up blood every time he talks. It's gross, but also sort of funny,
We're pretty good at this one.
says Dave, and then adds his voice a little low.
I never actually beat it.
We played for a while. The clock chimes. It's more. Dave's mother bustles on in. Same time, I believe, 8 o'clock. Or, sorry, 10 o'clock. No, 9 o'clock.
9
o'clock, there we go.
9:30 is when she leaves, and
Yeah, you know.
there should be that creepy little kid that never talks.
Just nod silently. Mm.
And creep the creeps. That's how you do
That's how you win. Now we're playing with power.
it. Uncle Worky got Nintendo power.
Oh yeah. Yo. Alright, let's see. Maybe another discussion about the school.
Yeah.
You and Dave discussed class a few days ago, when the teacher publicly chastised a classmate you mutually disliked. An hour passes. Fuck that guy. Begins raining.
Hi, Mario.
Mario's getting hyped. You and Dave play a game of Mario Kart. Dave wins the first track pretty easily, and you start to feel like this was a mistake. He's just too competitive, but you actually win during the second track. Let's see. What do you want to say here?
That's what you get for letting me play as Bowser. Oh, come on.
He groans.
We both know Bowser's the best.
I think Yoshi would disagree right now, you say, pointing at the victory on screen. While you played, an hour passed. Clock chimes. I believe it is now 11. And, keep watching it play. Why not?
Got one more playthrough. My uncle should be here soon.
Says Dave, looking at the clock.
Should we get stuff ready for him? Let's play one more game, he replies. You pick.
As you begin ruffling through the pile of cartridges by the TV, you realize Dave is staring at you. You turn to stare back. What's wrong? Dave shakes his head.
No, sorry. I was just thinking.
You shrug and then pick up a cartridge from the pile. How about this one? Dave nods. As you plug it in and start up the console, you hear him behind you.
Hey,
Yeah?
thanks for spending the night.
He says. You play together for a good while. Clock chimes. You run in. The grandfather clock chimes the hour as Dave suddenly looks up from the 64.
It's time.
He says. Time for what? Is there a knock again? Let's be scarce this time. Where's it to go? Let's go to the kitchen. That doesn't seem good. Go to the bathroom. You run down the hall to the bathroom and lock the door behind you. Or at least this could have been a bathroom. The walls are bare and white, and there's no sink or toilet. But there are some odd featureless white boxes that could stand in for a shower or a linen closet. What do we grab here?
Let's get in the linen closet.
Okay. You crawl into the plain white box that is about the size of a linen closet and close it behind you. From the front of the house, you can hear the front door slam open. After that, you don't hear anything except
Bad expression. Child.
the rain. No, that's not just the rain, but that voice in the back of your head,
Bad expression. I'm coming for you, child.
like something you can't even begin to describe. Though you lock the door behind you, you hear it open easily. Something walks in.
Hold your breath.
You're not sure exactly how you know something is out there, because you don't exactly
Oh, child.
hear it moving, but you know it's there and you know it's stopped.
Poor child.
Right outside your hiding spot. It opens the door. Even though you immediately realize it doesn't have any hands.
Oh, child. I'm so hungry, child. You cannot run, child. Hello, child. No more worries, child. Hello, child. Dreaming cease, struggle cease. I have friends for you, child.
Friends in the dark. You will play forever in the dark.
All right.
Woof.
I think we'll call that one there.
So we met the uncle who works for Nintendo. Maybe we should try to find a way to this situation that doesn't involve waiting until midnight.
Yeah.
All right.
So until next time, I'm Devin.
I'm Curtis.
Have a good one, guys.
So long.